Hello everyone and welcome back to another video, or I guess I should say welcome back to a video here. This is the first time I've really ever recorded something and actually edited and put effort into it. But yeah, today I'm going to be ranking every 2026 NASCAR Cup Series driver on a tier list based on how much I like them. So yeah, make sure to, if you're new to this channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button and like the video. As yeah, I'm trying to grow this channel, and any support is appreciated. But yeah, other than that, let's jump straight in to the 2026 NASCAR Cup Series driver tier list. Okay, so we're here at the tier list, and let's go ahead and go through these categories real quick. So, first category at the top is favorite, so favorite driver. Second category is great, so drivers not quite my favorite, but still really like. Uh, in the middle we have cool, which drivers I don't know, they're cool. I'm cool with them. I don't really have an issue with them. In the middle we have okay. I don't really care about these drivers. I don't really think about them. Then we have dislike. Obviously, pretty simple. I don't like these drivers. And at the bottom we have hate. So these are probably gonna be my least favorite drivers. And yeah. So obviously you see at the bottom of the tier list, or what am I saying? Towards the bottom we have all series, but I'm not gonna do all series because in like 3/4 of the lower series drivers I don't really care about. But yeah, we're just gonna stick with Cup Series for today. So, starting off the list is the one of Ross Chastain. Now, for Ross Chastain, I'm gonna put him in okay. I don't really have a issue with Chastain. If this was a few years ago, maybe disliked, but I'm not a huge fan of him. But he's also pretty entertaining to watch. I don't really care about Ross Chastain a whole lot. I'm gonna put him in okay, because at times he still can be annoying. But yeah, Ross Chastain will go in okay. And moving on, we have Austin Cindric. Now, Austin Cindric is also probably to go in okay. I don't really care. He's probably the only Penske driver. Well, I guess I shouldn't say he's one of the Penske drivers I kind of don't really care about. I mean, he just doesn't do a whole lot. Doesn't really win much, but he's a pretty clean driver. He's a decently likable driver. I just really kind of forget he races sometimes. So Austin Cindric, he's gonna go in okay. Don't really have much of a problem with him. And next up we have Austin Dillon. And Austin Dillon, I'm gonna go ahead, uh, and put in cool. Now the only reason he's up here is because he's Kyle Busch's teammate, so I support him a little bit. But if Kyle Busch wasn't on RCR, I might put Austin Dillon in okay or dislike. But it's always cool seeing Austin Dillon win. I mean, he always wins Richmond for some reason. But Austin Dillon, he's definitely a very interesting personality, very interesting driver. But yeah, I think he's cool. Honestly, that's probably unpopular, but yeah, I'm gonna put Austin Dillon in cool. He's fine. I don't think he does a whole lot. But yeah. Next up we have Noah Gragson, and he's gonna also go in okay. I mean, I don't really. He's probably one of the drivers I think about the least. I mean, cool personality. Not much really else to say. I mean, he shows speed some places, but just don't really care much about Noah Gragson. Kyle Larson coming up. I'm gonna put Kyle Larson in cool. He might be my favorite Hendrick driver. If this was a few years ago, don't know if I'd probably put him lower, but Kyle Larson now, I don't have much of an issue with him. He's a cool driver. He's a very likable driver. He's obviously really good. Two-time champion, just won the 2025 championship. But I mean, I just don't see a whole lot much wrong with Kyle Larson. I cannot talk right now, sorry, but I don't know. Kyle Larson doesn't do a whole lot wrong to at least my favorite drivers, and I think Kyle Larson's just a solid driver, pretty likable driver. So I'm gonna put Kyle Larson in the cool tier, and Brad Keselowski coming up next. He is also gonna go in the cool tier. He's just a cool driver. He's a likable driver, unfortunately, starting to fade a little bit. Not quite as good as he used to be, but he's still pretty fast. I think Brad Keselowski is just a chill driver. You can't really go wrong with Brad. He obviously my favorite driver, Kyle Busch, which we're about to go to next. But he has a few runs with my Kyle Busch, but he's still cool. I think he's just honestly trying to do the best he can towards the end of his career, and I'm hoping his leg injury doesn't affect him too much, as he's obviously just missed the Cookout Clash a few days ago, but he'll be back for Daytona. But yeah, Brad Keselowski will go in the cool tier. And Daniel Suarez coming up. He's gonna go in the okay tier. Uh, I don't know. Daniel Suarez is Daniel Suarez. I used to kind of like him, but after some things he's done, he kind of ruined Kyle Busch's 2023 Daytona 500 because Kyle Busch definitely would have won that race, but Daniel Suarez spun with like 3 to go, brought out the yellow. So not a huge fan of Suarez for that, but I mean he's okay. He's obviously got a good personality. Although I will say, his fan base for some reason is kind of annoying. I've kind of noticed that his fan base is some people just like I don't know. The people I met in his fan base are a little bit annoying, but yeah. Daniel Suarez will go in okay. And next up is Kyle Busch, my favorite NASCAR driver ever. He's obviously my favorite. I've been a fan of him for 8 years, 7 years, and yeah, Kyle Busch by far my favorite NASCAR Cup Series driver. He's obviously had a struggle at RCR the past few seasons, but I've supported him through all the ups and downs. Kyle Busch, and I think honestly a lot of people are starting to like Kyle Busch more and more. He's chilled out as the years have gone on, and I just think he's really chilled out. I just like Kyle Busch. I mean, I don't know how anyone can really hate Kyle Busch nowadays. I guess for things he did in the past, but yeah, Kyle Busch is my favorite NASCAR driver of all time. It'll probably be like that as long as I'm a NASCAR fan. Chase Elliott up next. I'm gonna put him in okay. I almost dislike him, but I'm gonna put him in okay because his fan base really spoils it for me. Him as a driver, he's fine. He's doesn't really have much of a personality. But his fan base really spoils it. They've gotten better as the years have gone on, but I just think his fan base, they're just, yeah. And also the most popular driver award always going to him doesn't really help because I don't see, if it wasn't for his last name, no way Chase Elliott would be the most popular driver. But, yeah, Chase Elliott will go in okay. I almost dislike, but I'm going to put him in okay for now. Ty Dillon. We're gonna put Ty Dillon. Actually, what am I saying? I'm gonna put him in okay because, I mean, he's Ty Dillon. I don't really know what you expect with him. I mean, he never really runs up for. I never really see him at all during the races. He's just kind of there. The only thing I really can remember from him are those random stage wins he got in like 2019, 2020, and then also him making it to the final round of the in-season challenge last year. But I mean, Ty Dillon, he's chill. Definitely not quite as good as his brother Austin, but Ty Dillon's he's just okay. I mean, can't really say much about Ty Dillon. Denny Hamlin up next, and Denny Hamlin is gonna go in cool. Obviously used to be teammates with Kyle Busch at JGR. I used to not really like him that much. I feel like actually, over the years, kind of like Kyle Busch, I've started to like him more. I think he's just a chill driver. He obviously deserved the championship last year. It didn't go his way. I think he's a very mature driver. And he kind of has a loud mouth, but he also backs it up with how he races. I think Denny Hamlin's just a cool driver, and he's definitely grown on me the past few seasons, and I'm definitely gonna kind of be rooting for him actually a little bit in 2026. After all he's gone through, I wouldn't mind to see Hamlin succeed, but yeah, we'll have to see how he does. So Denny Hamlin will go in the cool tier, and Ryan Blaney up next. Ryan Blaney, I'm on the verge of putting an okay and cool, but I'm gonna put him in okay. Almost cool, but I don't like Penske. They're probably my least favorite team in the NASCAR Cup Series, so I just don't know. That really spoils it for Ryan Blaney. He's a really cool guy, but I like to see him win. I don't like to see the team win. So Ryan Blaney in okay, almost cool, but not quite. AJ Allmendinger up next. Now, AJ Allmendinger is an interesting one. I'm gonna put him in cool. he's just kind of a cool guy. Doesn't really do a whole lot. He's not quite as good as at the road courses anymore with Shane Van Gisbergen in the field now. But I mean, yeah, I think Allmendinger is just a cool guy. I've always kind of liked Allmendinger. He's just a very cool guy. He definitely doesn't is not afraid to speak the truth about some drivers. But AJ Allmendinger, he's not going cool. I mean, he's the Dinger. What can you really say? And we have Chris Buescher next. Chris Buescher. I'm gonna put Chris Buescher also in cool. He's a cool driver. He's probably maybe my favorite. I don't know actually if he's my favorite RFK driver, but Chris Buescher, I just like him. He's just a cool driver. He's very consistent. I feel like if he can just find the victory lane and make the chase, that'd be good for him. But yeah, Chris Buescher, gonna go in cool. Just a cool driver overall. I think RFK drivers are just very chill drivers in general. And Chase Briscoe coming up. He will go in cool. I almost want to put him in great, but we're gonna put him in cool as well. I think he's just a cool driver. I don't really have much else to say. I mean, he's just very chill. He's a very good driver. I think honestly he might be the best. He might be the favorite to win the championship this year if I had to pick. But he's Chase Briscoe. He's very good at qualifying. We've seen that. But yeah, Chase Briscoe. He's gonna go on the cool tier. He's a very cool driver. Definitely a very fast driver. So yeah. Christopher Bell up next. We're gonna put Christopher Bell in okay. I'm not a huge fan of Christopher Bell. If he wins, I'm not like the biggest fan, but it's not bad. I mean, it's Christopher Bell. Doesn't do a whole lot. I'm not a huge fan of his personality. I feel like sometimes he can be kind of annoying, but Christopher Bell, definitely not my least favorite JGR driver. We'll get into him in a few minutes, but I think you already know. But Christopher Bell is going to go in okay. I just don't really have a lot to say about Christopher Bell, but definitely not one of my favorites. Josh Berry up next. He will go in okay. I actually saw his 2025 Las Vegas win in person, which was pretty cool. I don't really have a lot to say about Josh Berry. Just doesn't do a whole lot, and yeah, I'm gonna put Josh Berry in okay. He's pretty fast at some tracks, but he also struggled. He had a horrendous playoffs last year, so yeah, Josh Berry will go in okay. Alright, well, if you made it so far through the video, hopefully you guys are enjoying this. Hopefully you guys haven't clicked off yet. I'm trying to make this the least boring as possible. But yeah, Joey Logano, and Joey Logano will be the first driver to go in hate. I think Joey Logano might just be my least favorite NASCAR Cup Series driver. I don't know, honestly. He's gotten better. He's gotten a little bit better the past few seasons, but man, after his 2024 championship, I really just disliked him. Just the way he's won all of his championships are just, I mean, I guess he used the format to his advantage. Can't really blame him, but he's probably a good guy off track, but on track, I just don't like Joey Logano. He not a very clean driver in my opinion, and yeah, Joey Logano just not one of my favorites. And unfortunately, we're coming up on a even year, so that's not a good sign. He might win the championship, but hopefully not. Joey Logano will be the first driver in hate. Bubba Wallace in dislike. I'm gonna put Bubba Wallace in dislike. I'm not a huge fan of Bubba Wallace. Just I don't know. I'm just not a huge fan of his attitude, his personality. I don't really feel like he's very likable. Nothing to do with it's just but he's just not one of my favorite drivers. I'm not a huge fan of how he races. I also just don't think he's a very likable guy, like I said. But he's definitely a good driver. I'm just not a huge fan of Bubba Wallace. I'm gonna put him in dislike. I just don't really like Bubba Wallace. So yeah. And William Byron. William Byron is gonna go in okay. I don't really have a lot to say about William Byron. He's a chill driver. I don't really have much to say about Byron. He's a back-to-back Daytona 500 winner. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say about William Byron. Definitely doesn't really get into much trouble at all. He's definitely a very fast driver. He might win the championship this year, but yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. William Byron is gonna go in okay. And Todd Gilliland, I don't really have much to say about Todd Gilliland. He's gonna go in okay. He's probably But he's probably one of the cooler drivers though in this category. Not quite in the cool category though. Definitely a chill driver. He has a pretty good personality actually if you see him on social media or in interviews. But yeah, Todd Gilliland, he's gonna go in okay. I don't really have much to say about the 34. But yeah, Todd Gilliland we're going okay. Riley Herbst. Uh, I'm gonna put him okay. Maybe almost dislike because it's such a waste of a seat. I mean, it's such a waste of a seat that Riley Herbst is in that 2311 car, a championship contending car. But I'm gonna put him in okay because he really hasn't done anything wrong to any of my favorite drivers, or hasn't really done anything wrong. Doesn't really say a whole lot, but I just don't really. I'm not a huge fan of Riley Herbst, but also I don't even see him. Like I see him like once every 5 races. I actually hear his name, so I mean, Riley Herbst, he's probably the worst driver in the Cup Series. So yeah, I'm gonna put him in okay. Chandler Smith, I'm gonna put him in okay. I don't really care about him. I know he obviously had some allegations a few years ago about some things going on in his family. I don't know. I just don't have a lot to say about Chandler Smith. He's kind of gotten a bit of an unfortunate NASCAR career though. He's definitely a pretty fast driver. He's just hasn't really had the stability at any team. So yeah, you're gonna put Chandler Smith in okay. I just don't really have much to say about Chandler Smith and Zane Smith as well. Oop, screw that up. No, I don't hate him. Zane Smith, I'm gonna put in okay as well. I don't really feel like there's much to say about Zane Smith. Honestly, he's definitely not a bad driver. He's just kind of like his other front row teammates. Just kind of runs mid pack, doesn't do a whole lot, not very controversial. He's just Zane Smith. And yeah. Um, we're gonna put Justin Allgaier. He doesn't really run much in Cup, but I think overall he's just a cool driver. He's just very chill, very doesn't very good driver also. He's very good in the Xfinity series, but yeah, he's just a cool driver. Doesn't really do much wrong, and yeah, I think he's just a cool driver overall. Just an Allgaier. We'll see what he can do in this year's Daytona 500 if he makes it. I think he'll do pretty good. But yeah, just an Allgaier will go in cool. But next up is Cole Custer, and I don't have much to say with Cole Custer. I'm gonna put him in okay. He definitely isn't the greatest driver, but he does have a win in his career, which is something. I don't really feel like Cole Custer does much, but he's in the Cup Series, and yeah, he's obviously on Haas Factory, which is now a Chevy, so we'll see how he does in 2026. But Cole Custer is gonna go in okay. Just not much to say about the 41. Yeah, we are having a lot of just mid-pack kind of drivers right now. I don't really have much of an opinion. John Hunter Nemechek, another one. Gonna put him in okay. I don't know. He's definitely a cool driver. I don't really feel like I have much to say about John Hunter Nemechek. He's definitely a pretty good. I can see him maybe sneaking into a win maybe this season. He's definitely good at some tracks, but he just kind of runs midfield. He's kind of just there, and I don't really have much else to say about the 42 of John Hunter Nemechek. And next up is his teammate Eric Jones. I'm actually gonna put Eric Jones in cool. I like Eric Jones. I've always have. He's just a cool driver. Doesn't really get himself into much drama. He's really good at Darlington, obviously. We've seen that. But yeah, Eric Jones. I think honestly, if he was in a better car, I think he'd be actually pretty good. Obviously, he's been on JGR, but I think now in his career, if he was put in a good car, I think he'd actually do pretty good. Maybe make the chase. But yeah, Eric Jones is gonna go in cool, and JJ Yeley. I mean, he runs 36 basically every race, about 15 laps down. what is there to really say about him? I'm sure he's probably a cool driver off track, but on track he legit does nothing. So JJ Yeley's not going okay. I don't really have much to say. Tyler Reddick. Tyler Reddick, I'm gonna put in cool. I like Tyler Reddick. He's probably definitely my favorite 2311 driver. He's definitely a very fast driver, and I think he's just a very genuine guy. I think Tyler Reddick, you can't really be mad at Tyler Reddick for much. He just goes out there, runs well. I'm hoping he has a better season this year, because 2025 was not his year, unfortunately. But yeah, Tyler Reddick will go in cool. And moving on, we have Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Or I like to call him Ricky Stenhouse. He actually might be my least favorite driver in the NASCAR Cup Series over Logano. I'm going to put him in hate, obviously. He, first off, he doesn't run well. Second off, he probably has one of the loudest mouths in NASCAR, but he can't back it up because he runs terrible. I mean, obviously in 2024, he got in a fight with Kyle Busch. That pissed me off a lot over a freaking All-Star race. I have my thoughts on that. I'm not going to share that right now, though, because we don't need to get into all that. But, I mean, Ricky Stenhouse, he's just not a good driver. He runs 25th to 30th every week. He sneaks into a win at a super speedway. Now, thankfully, he can't steal a spot in the chase, at least. But, yeah, Ricky Stenhouse, he's going to go in hate. I mean, I do not like Ricky Stenhouse Jr. He's probably actually my least favorite driver in the NASCAR Cup Series. Moving on, Alex Bowman. We're going to put Alex Bowman in cool. He's just a cool driver, very consistent driver, and he's probably my second, maybe my favorite Hendrick driver, actually. It's between him or Larson, but, I mean, Alex Bowman, just a very cool driver. He has a good personality. Is he the fastest driver? Probably not, but, you know, just goes out there, runs this race, doesn't really get into a ton of trouble. We'll see how he does in 2026. We'll see if he rebounds, but, yeah, Alex Bowman will go in cool. Burt Myers, don't really have much of an opinion on Burt Myers. He's going to go in okay because he's Burt Myers. I don't think he runs a whole lot, but if he does, he usually runs 35th, similar to JJ Yeley. I don't really know what to say about Burt Myers. I don't really hear his name really ever anymore in NASCAR. So, yeah, we're going to put Burt Myers in okay. And next up is Cody Ware. Cody Ware is going to go in dislike. I don't really like Cody Ware. Obviously, he had allegations, but they were proven false. He was not guilty. But overall, I mean, I don't really know anyone who really likes Cody Ware. He goes out there, usually wrecks the car once or twice, finishes 30th, 35th, and he just moves on to the next race, and it's rinse and repeat for Cody Ware. I don't really know what else to say. I mean, he's just Cody Ware. What else do you say about him? Next, Ty Gibbs. I'm going to put in dislike as well. I have many reasons for this. One, he took my favorite driver, Kyle Busch's ride, and so far, he's done pretty much nothing with Kyle Busch's ride. I mean, you can't really name a single thing he's done except for run good in the Clash. He's gotten close to a few wins sometimes, but I mean, if we're being real, he hasn't gotten that close. He's just not a very good driver, in my opinion. He's also kind of a nepo baby. He's just, I don't know. He just got handed that ride by his grandpa. So, yeah, Ty Gibbs gonna go in dislike. Not a huge fan of him. And Ryan Preece up next. Now, Ryan Preece, I'm actually, over the years, I think on RK, I'm really starting to like Ryan Preece. I'm going to put him in great. He just won the Cookout Clash, but I've really started to like Ryan Preece over the years. He's just a likable driver. Obviously, I like his car. I like his schemes that he runs. He's just a very likable driver. He's on the borderline of cool and great, but I'm going to put him in great. He doesn't get himself into much controversy. Great personality, like I said. Just doesn't get into a lot of trouble. And I'm actually really excited to see Ryan Preece in 2026. He's going to be a threat at the short tracks like we've seen in the recent races, and obviously the Busch Clash. Or not the Busch Clash, sorry, Cookout Clash. So gotta get used to that. But, yeah. And next up, Anthony Alfredo. This might be a shot. I'm gonna put Anthony Alfredo in great. I like Anthony Alfredo. I think I like his involvement in iRacing, which obviously I do. He's obviously really involved in that. He's got a good personality. He's the best driver? He's definitely not a very great driver, but he's not bad. And also another reason why I like him, He races on Beard Motorsports, which if you haven't seen my past streams or stuff on iRacing, my name is Maddox Beard. Obviously, I'm not involved with Beard Motorsports, but it's just kind of funny how his team name is mine, my last name. So Anthony Alfredo, we're gonna put in great. I think I just like him. He's just a good guy all around. Casey Mears is gonna go in okay in 66. That might be the worst car in the NASCAR Cup Series. I do like Casey Mears a little bit because of what he's obviously he's kind of been around in NASCAR for a while, but I mean it's Casey Mears and he's in the 66. Not really much I can really say about that. He's gonna go in okay. Same with Chad Fincham. I mean I don't know. That car always finishes 37. Definitely, it's always the last car that hasn't DNF'd. Just not a whole lot to say about Chad Fincham, and yeah, I'm gonna put him in okay. Corey Heim. Now Corey Heim, I'm gonna put in cool. I don't really get why he doesn't have a ride in any series. That is outrageous after his performance in trucks. But Corey Heim, he's a cool driver. I mean, not really much to say about him. He also had that crazy overtime restart at Phoenix to get back to the front and get the championship. Arguably, yeah, the only deserving champion in last year's 3 races at Phoenix. But Corey Heim is going to go in cool. And next up, Michael McDowell, I'm going to put in okay. Not really much to say about Michael McDowell. He's a veteran, pretty good driver, pretty good at road courses. Could have won Chicago if he didn't have issues. Obviously, a Daytona 500 winner. I mean, Michael McDowell, he's going to go out there. He's going to finish well. He's going to have a shot to win at a few tracks. But other than that, doesn't do a whole lot. I'm going to put him in okay. Carson Hocevar. Now, Carson Hocevar, if this was at the start of 2025, he'd probably be in dislike. But I'm going to put Carson Hocevar in cool. I really like Carson Hocevar. He's grown on me. He's gotten close to a few wins. He's just kind of an old school style driver. Just pretty aggressive. Can be a little bit dirty at sometimes. But this is also kind of biased as he has reposted a few of my TikToks that I posted. So that might also factor into this. But Carson Hocevar, he's cool. I'm going to put him in cool tier because he's a cool driver. And I know a lot of people like him, but yeah. BJ McLeod, gonna put in okay. Not really much to say there. I don't really have much to say about BJ McLeod. He's kind of similar to the other back markers, but yeah, BJ McLeod. He has some cool steams, I will say that, but BJ McLeod gonna go in okay. Not really a whole lot to say there. Jimmy Johnson up next. Jimmy Johnson I'm gonna put in cool. Obviously a legend, arguably could be the GOAT in NASCAR, but he definitely struggles with the next gen nowadays, we'll say that. But Jimmy Johnson, he's a cool driver. He's a very great guy. He's one of the most genuine drivers in the Cup Series. He almost actually got close to winning the Daytona 500 last year. But yeah, Jimmy Johnson's not going cool. I don't really have a whole lot to say about him. And yeah, he's just a likable guy. And Connor Zilic. I'm going to put in great. I've liked him ever since he made his first NASCAR start at Trucks Coda. Obviously, he won a lot in Xfinity. I definitely like him. Definitely one of my favorites, but he's not quite my favorite. Connor Zilic, he's a very good driver. He's going to dominate in years to come in the NASCAR Cup Series. Definitely going to get some championships, I would think. But yeah, we'll see how he does in that 88 this season. I expect to win. Even though I didn't put him on my win predictions, I can see him getting a win or two. And Shane Van Gisbergen up next. Shane Van Gisbergen, I'm going to put in cool. I've always liked him, but I haven't really liked him a lot. You know, he's definitely obviously the best road course driver in the NASCAR Cup Series history. I think we could pretty much say that now. He won all road courses except for one last season. He's a great driver, a good personality, you know. He's just a very good driver all around, and I expect him to get a few wins in 2026 and definitely probably lead the way for Trackhouse this season. And ending off the list, we have Corey LaJoie, and if this was like 2023 or 2024, I put him in dislike, but he's kind of chilled. He's not full-time in Cup Series anymore. He's just okay. He's Corey LaJoie. Not really much to say about him, but he's just a cool driver, Corey LaJoie. He's done obviously rates the Daytona 500 in that Braid Riffle tribute scheme, which should be cool to see. But yeah, Corey LaJoy will be an okay, and yeah, that will do it for my tier list for the 2026 NASCAR Cup Series season. I think I got all of these. I think all these are what I believe. I mean, so yeah, obviously my favorite Kyle Busch, and then yeah. So yeah, thanks everybody for watching. This is kind of a messy video. But yeah, thanks everyone for watching, and make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. And I should probably post a video in the next coming days. I'm not gonna reveal it yet. But yeah, thanks everybody for watching, and I will see everyone in the next video.